I don't know what's going on with you, sir. And we're late. Hear that, Senior Chief? Late. No, we're not late. We are exactly on time. I started it before the clock ticked one. Good morning, everybody. It's me. Why isn't that working? It's always something, isn't it? Let's go bounce over here real quick. And then we'll come back over to here, and we'll do this. Bear with me. Bear with me 2 seconds. And then I'll give up, as usual. And the AC finally shut off. Okay, it pops up whenever it wants to pop up. Now, you can see your comments in real time. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, T-Bone, from the Lunsby Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew, coming to you on a Sunday morning, 10:30 sharp. It's the Supplemental. Nah, I didn't like that one. I do different versions. It all depends on how So, again, in case you haven't noticed or you don't care, I'm back to one camera. I have the others, 1, 2, 3. I have them all set up. 4-camera shoot. Yeah, just can't. I can't. And, there's no better way of starting your Sunday morning than just getting really, really mad and angry and frustrated because you can't figure out the things. But we got the trusty old webcam cam, and it works, and it plays nice with OBS. So here we go. We come to you every Sunday with the Supplemental, which is in addition to the regularly scheduled Lunsby Show, to give you a little bit more me. And a little fun and a little entertainment. We do 3 things on the Supplemental. We do your National Days of the Week. We talk about a local community event or maybe a comedy event or something along those lines. And then we do This Week in History, trivia style. So strap in, strap on, and hold tight. Here we go. Starting with your national... No. I am very carefully choosing my words because they can easily be taken out of context. I have nothing against the United States Marine Corps. To be clear, I am Marine seed. I have nothing against the Marine Corps. I have everything against bad math. Today is November 10th. And November 10th is traditionally celebrated as the Marine Corps' birthday, and they keep a continuous count of the years since that birthday, as you do with birthdays. But that math ain't mathin'. The Marine Corps, the Continental Marine Corps, started November 10th, 1775, was a thing. And then it wasn't. They fired the Marine Corps. And they fired the Navy. I say this every year, every time these service branches are celebrating their birthday, and they're not accounting for the fact that the American people fired them. Well, mostly the politicians. After the end of the Revolutionary War, the politicians decided we didn't need a Navy, and we didn't need a Marine Corps. So they fired us. And we went a long period of time without a Navy and without a Marine Corps. Marine Corps specifically, we went 15 years. From 1783 to 1798, check your math, it's real, we didn't have a Marine Corps. But somewhere along the line, some math guy decided that we were going to start celebrating November 10th, 1775 as the Marine Corps' birthday and exclude the fact that for 15 years of that time period, there was no Marine Corps. So you'll see people walking around saying, happy birthday, 249. Just remember, every time you see that, and it doesn't matter whether it's the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Air Force doesn't have this problem. Yeah, the Air Force doesn't have this problem because all of the Air Force's history is in color. They don't have that problem. But if it's the Navy, if it's the Marine Corps, if it's the Army, and they're trying to tell you they're 249 years old, they're not. It's math. For 15 years, the Marine Corps did not exist in this country. You can't take your younger brother's birthday and use that and then exclude the 15 years it took your parents to create you and then include that to make yourself 249 years old when you're even at best, even if you took the 8 years of the Marine Corps in the Revolutionary War and added it to the subsequent modern Marine Corps, that'd still only be 234. It's 15 years off. Sorry. Sometimes I just got things to say. Sometimes, you know what really grinds my gears? I say things. Tomorrow, the 11th of November, Veterans Day. You got a bone to pick with Veterans Day, T-Bone? I do. Because on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Yeah, so they knew the war was over. But to make it cool, they let them continue to kill each other until 11 o'clock on the 11th of November. So it would be at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Instead of, oh, you want to quit fighting? How about we do that now? Let's stop the fighting now. Let's not wait until 11 o'clock, because a lot of people can get killed between now and 11. So anyway, as a general reminder, Veterans Day is for, check this out, your veterans. That's who Veterans Day for. It's not for your dead veterans. That's Memorial Day. And it's not for your active duty people. Even though technically they are veterans, that's not what Veterans Day is. Veterans Day is for those who served. Armed Forces Day is for those who are serving. Memorial Day is for those who have finished their tour of duty. It always takes a reminder. If you're wishing an active duty guy happy Veterans Day, do you wish the same breath when it's Armed Forces Day? No. Choose one. Tomorrow, the 11th of November, at the 11th hour, is Veterans Day. I almost said Memorial Day. Moving on to the lighter side, on the 12th of November, and I lose my mind thinking about people who created these days, these national days of the week. The 12th of November is Pizza with all the works, but no anchovies day. If you're going to say pizza with the works, and it's a pizza place that still has anchovies, those anchovies got to go on the pizza. But I don't think there's a pizza place out there anymore that makes pizza with anchovies. And anchovies take a bad rap, okay? Anchovies, the salty, the delicious, the brine, the taste. Sardines were an excellent complement to pizza, like an egg. Yeah, if you don't know Naples, you don't know. You got that big old fat egg right there in the middle of the pie, and it soups up real nice. Yeah, if you've been eating Little Caesars all your life, you might not know what I'm talking about, but there is other pizza out there. There's another world of pizza that exists out there. But the 12th is National Pizza with the Works, but no anchovies day. On the 13th, you got a musician in your life? Well, how good for you, because the 13th is National Hug a Musician Day. I got a couple of musicians in my life. I know some comedians who know how to strum the sixth string. You know, they can do that thing. But I'm not a hugger. It's got to be a really, really special event for me to give you a hug. Like, you just came out of a coma. That would be an awkward hug. Because you'd still be on the bed and all strapped up with all your wires and bells and whistles. And then you'd open up your eyes and go, T-Bone? And I'm like, yeah, give me a really awkward hug. That'd be cool. There's one person I like to hug. And I like to hug her a lot. Anyway, the 13th National Hug a Musician Day. On the 14th, I had a few options to choose from on the 14th of November, but I decided to go with National Pickle Day. There is a pickle in my life who knows why I chose National Pickle Day, because I believe if it's a day, it needs to be celebrated. So, yeah, he knows who he is. He's got a little pickle in his life. What is your favorite kind of pickle? I'm a bread and butter fan. I like them. I like them real thick and juicy. No, I love a fat kosher. I love the tiny little ones that you put on the charcuterie boards. I like those. Gherkins. Oh, yeah, I like a gherkin. And I like pickles. I also like cucumbers that I store in pickling juice for a long period of time. They Those are the best tasting cucumbers you could ever have. That is the 14th. It's National Pickle Day. On the 15th, National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day. I guess for those people who don't have a spouse or a family, you need a date on the calendar to remind you to clean out your refrigerator day. It's really simple. You put food inside the refrigerator, and when that food starts smelling bad, you throw it away. You don't need to wait for a day on the calendar to do it. And this is once a year. There's going to be a lot of funk inside there if you're not doing this on the regular, kids. Clean out your refrigerator all the time. All the time. As soon as something starts funking up the place, get rid of it. Or better yet, because food is so expensive these days, try not to put food in the refrigerator that you're not going to eat. One of the things I loved about living in Europe is you always went and got something to eat that day. I'm going to go down to the store. I'm going to get a little something. Every day you go get some fresh fish, you go get some fresh fruit, you get some fresh vegetables every day. You take the passeggiata, you take the walk, you pick up your groceries and you go home and you cook them up. Nice. It's a good way of living. It's a healthy way of living. That's why they live so long. Not because of the wine. Maybe because of the wine. On the 16th of November, I do have more than one Charles in my life. It's National Charles Day. So whenever it's a name day, Italian customs and traditions involves pulling a basic prank on your friend. If it's your name day, you convince your dumb friend that they have to buy the beer. And if it's their name day, they convince their dumb friend that he has to buy the beer. So if you've got a Charles in your life on the 16th of November, it's National Charles Day. Buy him a beer, don't buy him a beer, throw him a bag of chips. I don't care what you do. Do something nice for the Charleses in your life. I immediately can think of two. Ron and I don't know Charles's last name. I think I do know. Baynard. Yep, I got two. Two Charleses in my current life. And this is a good one. It's the 17th of November. It's National Unfriend Day. Now, I get unfriended all the time. I get friended and I get unfriended. And I don't ever wait for a day. If you have done something egregious to me and I am going to unfriend you, the most serious thing you could do to someone in the 21st century, I do it immediately. I don't wait. I don't hesitate. You say something foul and offensive. If you have the ability to get under my skin, and I am especially on social media, I'm a very tolerant person. You are free to say a whole bunch of things. But every once in a while, somebody crosses a line, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need this. I don't want this in my life. But those of you who are, like right now, there is some recent news that many of you are not taking well. And you're saying a lot of crazy stuff on the internet. And okay, that's your opinion. I'm tolerant. Have your opinion. I'm okay with it. But, I hate to see people lose friendships over politics. And you can say whatever you want about whatever it is, but it really is. It's just politics. The one side says they're going to do this, they never do that. The other side says they're going to do this, they never do that. It's always a back and forth. It's just the body politic. No one died on Wednesday. No one was incarcerated on Thursday. Okay? It's just politics. And if you let politics end your true friendships, you really didn't have a friendship. I hate to be the one to break that to you, but if having a difference of opinion with your friend means you can't be friends, don't worry, they weren't your friend. So the 17th of November, if you haven't done it yet, make your life a little easier. Unfriend the sour people in your life. And if I happen to be one of them, Hakuna Matata. You don't love me, I don't love you, baby. There it is. That has been your national days of the week. If you do not follow me on the Talks of the Tick, I've now started turning those into a small product where I take the day and I post the day on the Talks of the Tick. And it's been received well. And if you're on there, check me out. I think it's Laugh at TK. I didn't do a real good job of branding myself early on in my career. And as these new apps started popping up, I should have stayed with one thing, but I didn't. So, like, my Twitter is different than my Talks, and my X is different than my Twitters. Yeah, it's all combobulated. It's a little intermix there. So I think it's Laugh at TK. Could be Laugh with TK, Laugh at TK. There's a whole bunch of different. Just type in my name, and I should pop up, and that'll be my picture, and you know what I look like. Here we go. Oh, this one. This one is coming in hot off the wire because it technically starts in 13 minutes. Volunteer Enola Fire Company number 3. Enola Volunteer Fire Company number 3. Located on 118 Chester Road. Doors open at 11. They're doing a designer purse bingo. Oh, wrong camera again. Designer purse bingo. The doors open at 11. The games start at 1300. What else is involved? Well, they're doing raffles, and they're doing a 50-50, and they're doing a silent auction, and they're doing something called rips. Or I don't know what those are. So they're doing those. The benefits are going to Honey Raid and Gina's Mission. Honey Raid is to help educate people and stop dogfighting, and Gina's Mission is a charity that helps people with challenging pets. So 2 good organizations raising money there at Enola Volunteer Fire Company number 3, located on 118 Chester Road. Again, doors open in 12 minutes, but they don't start doing the games until 1 o'clock. And of course, it's fire department, so there's going to be food and refreshments available to you. In addition to that, tonight, 6 o'clock, doors open at The Den, 1000 Hannah Street, right next to Harrisburg's premier adult entertainment jiggle joint. Right next door to that, our friend Corey Miller is hosting an open mic at The Den starting at 6. So if you're looking for a little comedy on a Sunday night, go to The Den. And now we're going to move on to... Is that coming in that hot? Turn that one up. We're going to go into This Week in History, trivia style. I asked the GPTs of chat to give me 7 questions. Here's the exact prompt that I use week to week. I changed the dates, obviously. Write a 7-question trivia quiz with multiple choice answers. The question should not be too difficult and based on historical events that occurred during the week of, then I update accordingly. Do not include the correct answer with the questions. Provide the answer separately so the host can play along. Though that is what I ask it to do, and it does it for me week after week. Once you dial in the prompt, it gets a lot easier. Are you ready for This Week in History, trivia style? Question number 1. On November the 4th, 2008, what U.S. politician made history by becoming the first African-American elected president of the United States? I don't think you're going to... I'll have a problem with this one. I don't think it's too much of a challenge to know who we're talking about. But here are your multiple choice answers. Was it Colin Powell? Was it the Reverend Jesse Jackson? Was it Barack Hussein Obama? Or was it John Lewis? 2008, first African-American president. If you don't know, come on. We know. No one is playing along right now. That's okay. That happens. The answers are revealed at the end, so don't get upset about that. And my answer, of course, is the correct answer. It's everybody's answer. It's Barack Hussein Obama. Question number 2, November 5th, 1605. Going back a few years in time on this one, the gunpowder plot aimed to blow up the English Parliament. Who was the main figure caught guarding the explosives? Can you see his face? Do you know what he looks like? I know what he looks like, and you know what he looks like. You might not know, you might not put two and two together, but you know who this is. Was it Robert Gatsby? Catsby, it's with a C, Catsby. Was it Guy Fawkes? Was it Thomas Percy? Or was it Francis Tresham? I'm sure those are all very important names for the time period. My answer, the correct answer, Guy Fawkes. Question number 3, November 6th, 1860. Which U.S. president was elected, leading to significant tensions between the northern and the southern states? The War of Northern Aggression, I believe they call it. Was it Andrew Johnson, Ulysses S. Grant, Abraham Lincoln, or Rutherford B. Hayes? Again, I see the viewer popping in there. I'll read the question again. November 6th, 1860. Which future U.S. president was elected, leading to significant tensions between the northern and southern states? Again, your options: Andrew Johnson, Ulysses S. Grant, Abraham Lincoln, or Rutherford B. Hayes. It's okay to be wrong. Just choose one. Because I hate to move along if you're playing along. But if you're not playing along, I got to move along. My answer, Abraham Lincoln. So far, I believe we're definitely 3 for 3. On November 7th, 1917, the October Revolution began in Russia, leading to the overthrow of what government? 1917, you say, and Russia. How's your Russian history? You want to know what your options are? Was it the Soviet government, the provisional government, the imperial government, or the communist government? So this is November 7th. This is 1917. If history serves me right, Nicholas II has abdicated the throne. They're not going to be a imperial monarchy anymore. And then the Bolsheviks come. That's the whole October Revolution. I don't believe it was the Soviet, and I don't believe it was the communist, which leaves us with imperial and provisional. This is me talking you through my answer. Imperial is answer C. Provisional is answer B. I believe it is one of these two. I believe between Nicholas II's abdication, he was the imperial monarchy. So I think I just answered the question. I believe it was the provisional. Question number 4, I had to think that one through. Let's find out if I can get through the rest of them. On November 8th, 1895, Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen, and I don't know if that's pronounced correctly because the O's got dots above it. I never know how to do that. Discovered a new type of ray. What did this discovery lead to? So again, November 8th, 1895, Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen discovered a new type of ray. What did this discovery lead to? Here are your options: X-ray imaging, MRI scans, ultrasound technology, or laser surgery. I believe that the answer is in the question. He discovered a new type of ray, period. And out of the 4 options that we have, X-ray is the only one that's listed as a ray. I'm going to go with X-ray imaging, and that is my answer. Who is watching and not participating? That's so rude. That's not really rude. Do you, boo? Question number 6. On November 9th, 1989, a historic event in Germany signaled the end of the Cold War. What happened on this day? The Berlin Wall was opened. East and West Germany unified. NATO dissolved. Or the Soviet Union collapsed. Ooh. So we know it's not NATO was dissolved because NATO still exists. So it's not NATO dissolved. But the other three things are all very, very similar. When Berlin Wall was opened when the Soviet Union collapsed, which led to the reunification of East and West Germany. But specifically on November 9th, 1989, and we've been there. It's a pretty amazing thing to do, is to stand on the place where the Berlin Wall used to be. I'm going to go with the Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall was opened. That's my guess. And finally, question number 7. On November 10th, on November 10th, 1775, what branch of the United States Armed Forces was established? Well, if you've watched the show, you know my answer. Anyway, here we go with your options. The Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, or the Air Force. Now, we know it's not the Air Force. We know it's not the Air Force. It doesn't matter. You know what it is. It's the Marine Corps. And finally, now let's get to our answers. And let's go through the answers. Question number 1 was, in fact, Barack Hussein Obama. Question number 2 was Guy Fawkes. Question number 3, Abraham Lincoln. Question number 4, I had to work that one out a little bit. It was provisional. I am currently 4 for 4 with 3 to go. And the 3 to go, I think, were really easy. So 4, here we go to 5. 5 was X-ray imaging. 6 was the Berlin Wall was opened. And 7 was the United States Marine Corps. That's 7 for 7. We don't do it often, but when we do it, it sure does feel good. I wish Mr. Taney would have played along. He's one of my favorite people to play along with. We enjoyed the trivia game on Sunday mornings at 10:30. The Supplemental. All right, well, that does it. We're going to wrap it up now because it's freezing in the house, so I have to wear a bunch of stuff, and now I'm sweating profusely, and I don't want to do that anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you could be, and if you were a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Bruce sends her love.